So when a teacher in our setup identifies a gifted and talented child, we ask the teacher to make some modifications in her classroom. So there are 4 kinds of modifications that are required for gifted and talented children. Number 1 is the environment, which means where and with who am I placing this gifted and talented child? Because I need to challenge this child and I need to support this child. So who the child sits with is also very important. What kind of material is available in the environment for this child becomes part of the modification of the environment. Number 2, the curricular content becomes very important. I cannot keep on talking to this child in rote learning and testing terms. I will have to challenge this child, so my curriculum will have to be adapted to that. I will have to change as a teacher my teaching learning process. Usually teachers start a lesson and then they give an activity, but these children thrive more in a project environment. They like to be left on their own. They just need a mentor, not a teacher. They fail in environments where the teacher is constantly telling them what to do. And the last is, what are the products that you are judging these children on? Are you judging them on checklists, on tests? They will not fare well. They want to come out with products. They want to come out with projects, and that's the only way to judge them. So, if I were to use multiple intelligences, if you see the middle column shows that for each of the multiple intelligences, what are the things to look for to understand whether my child could be having a gift or a talent in that particular intelligence. On the last column, you can see the people who were gifted and talented in these intelligences. So it's very important for a teacher to have an understanding of multiple intelligences. The whole idea of multiple intelligence is that, yes, you can make your lesson plans or your learning environment based on that, but I, as a child, could be excelling in one intelligence also. So it's up to you as a teacher to identify that and to nurture that in me. So will gifted and talented children always be on the same level? So can a teacher say, oh, that child is gifted and talented, so now I don't have to do anything, the child is going to take care of itself? No, it does not happen like that. So psychologist Carol Dweck said there are 2 kinds of intelligences: entity theory of intelligence and incremental theory of intelligence. So what is the entity theory of intelligence? The entity theory of intelligence is what most traditional schools and teachers believe in, that intelligence is fixed. You cannot change it, and there's not much a teacher can do. So if I have a child like that, I can't do anything. It's the parent's problem. And I will just give a report card and put all the red marks in that. That's the entity theory of intelligence, which is the wrong theory of intelligence. You then have the incremental theory of intelligence, and this is what teachers need to be trained in. That intelligence can change. You can become more intelligent. It is up to how you were nurtured and how you were stimulated. So the educator becomes the most important tool in the life of the gifted and talented child. The parent and the educator have to be educated about how to increase the intelligence. Otherwise, these children will be just left behind because people will just not understand them. So, what are the possible issues that we knew that could arise if the teachers and parents did not understand the needs of the gifted and talented? So this is what would happen. Because a gifted and talented child can retain more facts, and if the teacher is having only limited facts and does not allow the child to explore encyclopedias, internet, etc., this child is going to get bored in the setting. And bored children usually do 2 things. Number 1, they go to sleep. I hope any of you are not sleeping. And number 2, they misbehave. Because I'm bored, I don't know what to do, so I will misbehave. So these children can actually be caught for misbehaving and labeled as as bad behavior, but you did not see that the child was gifted, wanted more stimulation, you did not give it, and that caused the child to misbehave. So these are the things that teachers need to keep in mind. Very, very important. Otherwise, these children are not going to thrive in the class environment. Now I want you to watch this video. This is an 18-month baby, and I want you to see what this baby does. The baby wants to get off the bed, and let's see what the baby does. Please keep in mind the age of the baby. It's 18 months. That pillow that the baby is picking up is double the size of the baby. Independently. That is something that a parent and a teacher should be looking out for. That usually what happens is, if you give in a school, in an early childhood classroom, in a preschool, in a nursery, kindergarten, you have building apparatus, climbing apparatus, teachers must be very, very observant. You will see that most of the children are like this on a climbing apparatus, in the middle. They are a little nervous, they are careful before climbing, they will look for adults to help them. But then there will be 2 or 3 children there who will be like this. They have confidence, they want to take risks. And that was that child in that video. 18 months, usually wants the mother to help. Right? And the mother will constantly go and help them. But no, that child, trial and error. That child looked around what is available and used it confidently. And that child independently came down from the bed. Which shows that there is potential in this child. And this child's potential needs to be nurtured. Now this is a child who wants to be independent. And if this child is put in a school or with a parent who's constantly helping the child, this child is going to become very laid back, angry, frustrated. So that's a very important observation that a teacher and a parent needs to make. These are signs that tell us that this child is different. And we need to give this child a different learning environment. So if you have a child like this, older, 2 or 3 years, 4 years in your early childhood curriculum, then what kind of challenges can you give this child? You can give this child these kind of challenges. So you can give this child this. Climb the apparatus and only use your right hand and your left leg. So that's a challenge now for this child. Because gifted and talented children like what Vygotsky is an educator from Russia, and he says children like to be scaffolded in their learning. So when you give challenges that are suitable for that age and interests of the child, you are actually scaffolding the child's learning. So the learning that you give the children should be like this. I can just reach it. Don't give it like this. If I can reach it easily, I'm not interested. Give me something that challenges me. And these are the challenges that you can give even in simple outdoor play activities. Jigsaws, very important for the brain. It's nice to play with robots, but please understand, robots are created by somebody and you are playing with them. Most important is you must be able to create robots. You must understand coding. And to understand coding, jigsaws is the foundation. So when you allow children and challenge them with jigsaws, have you ever played with jigsaws, all of you? You played with jigsaws? Jigsaw puzzle pieces, puzzles that fit in, right? So you have these 300 pieces that you have to fix, right? Now, the challenge is, you can see the picture. No, turn it upside down. Now, no picture, just take the shape and try to fix it. That's a challenge for them, and they thrive on those challenges. Gifted and talented children in our classrooms, we allow them to make things for other children. So we allow them to design jigsaws for other children. So that means these children are involved in creating things. When you create something, you are thinking, you are coding, and you are trying to do something which is suitable for that audience. So it's a huge challenge. STEM is something that you must use for gifted and talented children. What is STEM? STEM is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Now, what is science? Science is not just in the laboratory. Science involves asking questions, exploring, and discovering new things. Technology is the use of tools and equipment. Engineering is when I design and I construct. And mathematics includes counting, matching, sorting, etc. So when I design a lesson or a learning activity for a gifted and talented child, I must involve STEM. That's very, very important. EIEIO. This is from the Science Museum of Miami, USA. They have this program. It's called the ECHOS program. It's a wonderful program in science, and it has the EIEIO philosophy. What is the EIEIO philosophy? Excite, spark the curiosity and wonder of the students. Introduce an investigation. Explore to deepen the understanding. Interact